Howdy y'all, Christ is King, Silver Trade here again with another video. And we have been waiting weeks for this. But before that, on Friday we had our lowest volume since October 24th of 2024. Right here. 2.6 million volume. Please remember, none of this is financial advice and we are not financial advisors, and this video is made for entertainment purposes only. But I believe that they completely cut off all the buy orders hitting the lit market for periods of time, and then they actually allowed the buy orders to go through. And that's why we'll see the volume dry up and then explode out of nowhere. And also the reason that we see these huge dumps on no news. But on Friday we had more volume than we did on Thursday, but the price action actually moved less. These could be early signs of a reversal. We're going to go through this whole post, but long story short, next week the yen carry trade is going to completely unfold. Banks borrow a ton of money from Japan. Japan is about to raise interest rates because Trump is about to get into office. And if you don't know about how strong the Japanese carry trade actually is, it has had significant impacts on the global markets during various periods, and the most notable events where it blew up or led to market disruptions occurred during times of financial crisis or sharp shifts in monetary policy. Banks and hedge funds borrow a ton of money from Japan. Japan raises their interest rates. And then the banks here in America need to sell those positions very quickly to cover their Japanese debt. The yen carry trade is one of the main reasons the 2008 crash actually happened. In 2015, the flash crash in yen, while not as severe as 2008 crisis, the 2015 flash crash also highlighted how the carry trade could have significant impact on global markets. Investors started to unwind their carry trade positions. This led to rapid appreciation of the yen as investors sold off their higher yielding assets and bought back yen to cover their loans. From this, the yen surged over 3% against the dollar in just a few hours. Stock markets, particularly those emerging markets in Europe, suffered significant losses as a result of forced liquidations and the appreciation of the yen. And the Bank of Japan is likely to raise rates to 0.5% next week since Trump's getting into office. From reading around on Reddit, I've been seeing a lot of comments talking about how the Bank of Japan has been dragging their feet with this, trying to give American banks extra time. I'm sure you guys have noticed I sound a bit younger, but once we hit 1,000 subs, I'm going to make a video on how I moved out at 18 years old and then bought my first home at 21. Nothing is impossible, you can do all things. Please consider liking and subbing. Thank you guys so much.
Because I suck a lot of dick. I can say that because no one's going to watch till the end, watch this part, I think, I hope. PewDiePie. What if I like coming out, like me being like I'm gay was just like in the middle of this video and like no one ever saw it and I just got depressed, it's just like whatever, no one cares about my sex.
And so y'all remember this picture from Roaring Kitty. It's got this guy in the corner. On July 1st of 2022, during an appearance of ESPN's First Take, NBA reporter Brian Windhorst analyzed the Utah Jazz trade of Royce O'Neal to the Brooklyn Nets for a first-round pick. He described the move as a very strange and suggested it might indicate a forthcoming significant change for the Jazz sporting news. Windhorst's detailed monologue, accompanied by distinctive hand gestures, quickly became a meme, with viewers humorously mimicking his analytical style. His insight proved accurate when shortly after the Jazz traded star players Rudy Gobert to the Minnesota Timberwolves and Donovan Mitchell to the Cleveland Cavaliers. This sequence of events not only validated Windhorst's analysis, but also cemented his status as perceptive NBA insider. The meme continues to be popular, symbolizing deep dive analysts and perceptive commentary in sports journalism. So essentially, this guy symbolizes DFE's analysts with insight that will prove to be accurate. This guy made a call and was totally right. This little candle in the corner of the picture is from Game of Thrones. In the Game of Thrones, this green candle melted and completely destroyed the Citadel. This candle represents the slow but sure coming meltdown of Citadel. And on the side of the meme, we have the Wojak monk. This guy believes that it means to stay calm and zen. I can't place my finger on what this is actually supposed to represent, but I'll say something along the lines of calm zen, master patiently watching all the ups and downs of the markets, news and such unfold, while maintaining hidden in the shadows. Roaring Kitty's just saying to be cool. And Ozymandias from Watchmen issue 11. Do it, Dan. I'm not a Republic serial villain. Do you seriously think I'd explain my masterstroke if there remained the slightest chance of you affecting its outcome? I did it 35 minutes ago. I believe this is Roaring Kitty's hint at T plus 35. To this guy, it states that whatever is going to happen, our beloved stock GME, the motion is already set in place and there's nothing anyone can do about it. So what exactly is set in motion? Let's keep diving. Next, we have Ryan Cohen as Dr. Manhattan. And then this picture, which everyone thought was a reference to the Japanese carry trade. And it definitely could be. But on December 8th of 2018, the Japanese voted on a hotly contested immigration reform bill that allowed foreign workers a path to Japanese citizenship. The plan was put forth by the then Prime Minister Shinzo Abe earlier that year and was opposed by Japanese opposing party, as well as some in Abe's right-wing base. When Yokoyama attempted to move to hold a vote on the controversial bill, he was beset by members of parliament who apparently wanted to stop him from moving forward with the vote, leading to the image of Yokoyama speaking into the microphone while dozens of politicians attempted to restrain him. These people were actually trying to get this man to stop talking into the mic. Lastly, we see V for Vendetta Finger about to flick a domino. In short, we have a major event in Japan that Roaring Kitty is betting will set off a chain of events that will melt the Citadel or corrupt powers. Next week could really be what he's been waiting for. On December 25th, Bank of Japan Governor Kazu Ude stated that the Bank of Japan expects the economy to move closer to sustainability, achieving the central bank's 2% inflationary target next year. Governor Ude also said on Wednesday, suggesting the timing of its next interest rate increase was nearing. Do you know what else was announced on December 25th? That's also the day that Roaring Kitty posted this. Maybe because he saw that they were getting closer to the next interest rate increase. And GameStop is closing all of their stores in Germany at the end of January. Sad to see, but GameStop cutting down on its liabilities is great for the fundamentals. And so we all know about how Sultan Al-Maldeed was hanging out with Ryan Cohen 4 days ago. Sultan Al-Maldeed is the director for an investment firm worth about $4.2 billion. Apparently he's a pretty big deal. 1 day ago, he posted that he was hanging out with Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and he was even talking about NIO a year ago. And he said in his post with Ryan Cohen, time for bigger and better partnerships. I wonder how a partnership with them would be beneficial for GameStop. And we totally called it. GameStop just announced pre-orders of the Switch 2. People are pretty excited to have 24 players in a Mario Kart race. And Linus from Tech Tips.
Seeing as the Switch 1 had arguably the best launch window in console history, and given that Nintendo clearly hasn't rushed this launch, I'm hopeful that Nintendo can deliver another explosive start to the new generation.
Basically what he's saying with that is that Nintendo does an amazing job of releasing a ton of games right when they release a console. And I'm sure they'll do a similar thing with the Switch 2. And the Switch 2 is backwards compatible, which is huge for GameStop. And the Joy-Cons are slightly larger, so adults can actually use them. This guy on Twitter was saying that PSA and GameStop were taking way longer to bring back the cards than they had promised, but Nat Turner quickly slapped back with, "Give me the order numbers, sounds like BS."
This is the thing too. Not much has happened. So first of all, there hasn't been some business news, right? But stock price let's go back to the daily. Hasn't done anything. It was roughly at this price almost 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago. That's good. I know everyone, it's all else equal. It's good if the price goes higher, right? I'm not crazy. I'm a little bit crazy. I'm not that crazy, right? But chart-wise, technically speaking, this ain't bad. Pop, regroup. Pop, regroup. It's painful if you almost just want to rip it off like a Band-Aid if you're on the other side. And I just think, look at it. It just gets a little bit overbought, comes back. A little bit overbought, comes back. Oh, man, what are you going to do with that? That's what I mean. If you do this for months, right? And the price goes beep 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 doop 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 doop, and it just gradually gets up to $20, and then you start dropping perception changing news. Painful. Oh man, that's rough.
Pullbacks are totally cool. Citadel Securities applies for a securities license in China, January 17th. GameStop's doing a double pro week. Buy one, get one 50% off toys and apparel and pops. And like we talked about in the last video, that new Pokémon that came out, people are beyond excited for. There are lines and lines at GameStop. And this is not an old picture. Look at that line. Everyone is excited about this Prismatic Evolutions. We all know that Q4 for GameStop is about twice as big as any other quarter. And then there's also a new console that's coming out for pre-order, the new Pokémon that everyone's lining at the door for. And we haven't seen revenue from GameStop and PSA's partnership yet in an earnings call. Very excited for this next earning report from GameStop. NIO is expected to be included in the Hong Kong Hang Seng Index. I need to confirm this, but Mark Zuckerberg might have paid record-breaking lobby bribe money to get TikTok banned. Oh yeah, and TikTok is gone. And AMC has been reducing their debt over the years. GameStop is taking some huge steps in the right direction. And CRKN, Crown Electronics, they have 3 companies. They detect lead pipes, they remove lead pipes, and then they also have a company that makes windows that use electricity and liquid to tint themselves. And by tinting themselves, they believe companies will be able to save 35% or more on their electricity usage. And if a company has a skyscraper and they can save 35% on electricity by installing certain windows, I mean, these tinted windows, all you do is press a button and they go to normal glass, or you press a button and they go to dark tinted. I could see these being in every rich person's home and on every skyscraper and in every building. Sadly, these windows are still pretty far away. But a big thing for Kennedy is clean water, and these guys have a company that detects where lead pipes are without digging, and then they also have a company that digs up lead pipes and replaces them. There was a huge spike back on December 31st because the government decided they were actually going to get serious and start having the water companies test to see if they had lead pipes or not. And the government decided that every water company in the United States, and there is over 50,000 water companies, is going to have to get their pipes checked and get all lead pipes removed. Right now, their market cap is only about $9 million. But they recently announced that they expect a revenue of 30 to 35 million in 2025. They also said that they have no debt and expect to be profitable in the first half of 2025. They also just filed for a reverse share split from 1 to 50 all the way up to 1 to 200. There's only 64 million shares right now, and they also filed to sell $500 million of their stock. They also recently suspended the use of their ELOC agreement with the Liquirius LP. They also have 25 million in cash, but their market cap's only 9 million. And last year, in the second half of the year, they had almost $50 million worth of contracts thrown at them for lead pipes, and they also do fiber optics. You just gotta look into them. They've done fiber optics for Oregon and Nevada, and they believe that their windows could reduce heating and cooling costs by 26%. NIO is another great one. They're backed by the Chinese government. They make electric cars that you just pull into a little garage, and then it takes the battery off the bottom of the car and puts a new battery on. This is hugely beneficial for females because women hate going to the gas station in general, especially at nighttime. But if they'd never had to get out of their car again, there's a lot of people that would be willing to spend whatever it took. And joke's on them, because NIO is about to come out with a brand new car brand called Firefly that is going to be literally a $20,000 brand new electric vehicle. They have some amazing cars and a cute little robot on the dash. The market cap is only at $9 billion right now, and I believe they're exactly where Tesla was at in 2013. Plug, oh my goodness, with the new administration, could be absolutely huge. They turned hydrogen into electricity, which is unbelievably sustainable. And management behind this company has worked for 10 or 15 years, waiting to get to this exact point. But GameStop looks absolutely amazing, and thank you guys so much if you made it this far in the video, and God bless.